But I think probably the spiciest right now, Zach, and you've been all over this. You've been giddy over there. Trade rumors. The NFL trade deadline's approaching. It's next Tuesday, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Next Tuesday, it's coming up. And the amount of Derrick Henry talk is through the roof. Zach.
Oh yeah, I gotta sit up in the seat a little bit for this one. This is my favorite time of year. I obsess over trade rumors and just everything involving the trade market, free agency. So this is like my Christmas. And the fact that the Ravens are, I guess, the main suitors right now for Derrick Henry, like we've seen a few reports saying that. I know Sports Illustrated just put out a story saying the Ravens are the most likely to land the star running back. So I guess my question to you guys is, how do you feel about it? Because personally, do I think Derrick Henry is that big of an upgrade to the Ravens? Not necessarily. But do I look forward to him doing literally anything in a Ravens jersey? And I can tweet out in all caps, King Henry at every Titans fan that has ever talked crap to us, 100%. And that's kind of why I want it to happen. Because I have a lot of Titans fans who have gotten a lot of happiness from watching Derrick Henry run over us.
And
for
Eric,
us to get him.
Or Earl Thomas, remember, like that
lead blocking for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I think. It would just be so full circle. Like we have the last laugh on that little Titans-Ravens rivalry that happened for like 4 years. It's like, okay, we took your star player.
Yeah, for sure. Like for me, it would be, in 2019, we've kind of like drawn a lot of parallels of Lamar Jackson's MVP season to this one, because it just kind of has that vibe. And obviously Lamar's been throwing the ball a little bit more, but like Mark Ingram ran his ass off that year.
Yeah.
And so it kind of feels like if they had a guy like Henry, does it give the similar, like, does it just add another piece to that 2019 MVP type run that we could see that translate in the playoffs? I hope that something like that happens. Could we get Derrick Henry on a rental and then we'll see what goes on after the season? I think that there's still a high likelihood that happens. I would be more than happy to trade a 4th rounder or something like that for Derrick Henry just to get him for this season. And then we see what happens with JK once he recovers from that Achilles.
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting fantasy, right? I think everyone had it in Baltimore during the Orioles season, Ohtani to Baltimore, right? And you can dream.
I never.
I know you didn't.
I did.
Yes, I know you.
100% on the Ohtani to. I was spreading.
I was like,
rumors.
that was not a chance.
Yes, we were on the same page. Zach was in fantasy world, fantasy land. La La. What's the movie with Ryan Gosling and is it La La Land?
Yeah,
La La Land.
Yeah, that's right. Right, La La Land. Yeah.
Don't ask me.
I'm gonna be honest. I never saw it.
I didn't either. That's why I know exactly what you're talking about, but I couldn't.
I heard it had good reviews. Didn't watch it, but what I have watched has been Derrick Henry's career and what he's done to Ravens, to the Ravens community. And I will say this, and we're looking at this and bringing up here. Yeah, I mean, Derrick, Lamar, Mark, Zay, OBJ, Bateman on play action. Yeah, that's a really fun formation. That's a great idea.
Oh shit.
And even to truth bearers, and again, welcome to the stream, Truth. I'm skeptical the Titans would trade him to the Ravens without asking for King's ransom. I think certain GMs and organizations got to understand of where they're at and what they're going to be willing to give up, because if you are going to make the decision that you're going to move on and you don't think Derrick Henry is going to be a part of your plans next year, then you're going to look for a trade partner.
Yeah.
And even if it is the Baltimore Ravens, if they give you the best deal, you want to take that. In that sense, when the Ravens went and got Roquan Smith, which might turn out to be one of the best trades the Ravens have ever made.
Yeah.
The Ravens said, hey, we're going to give you a 2nd round pick. And that was the Bears were like, that's a great deal. We'll take it.
Yeah,
So,
and the thing of it for me was like, what Derrick Henry, and I think a lot of people kind of forget about this, especially if you're not a Titans fan or you haven't been following him. He's 29 years old now.
Yeah.
So there is no King's ransom for King Henry anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's still running his ass off, but like he's not going to be the same dude. He's going to be 30 next year. So any sort of trade isn't going to be some blockbuster type thing.
Mhm.
I think that's why I would be comfortable with like a 4th rounder for Derrick Henry, something like that.
And even just about, I guess, the concerns that the Titans wouldn't trade him to us. This is their GM's first year.
They're rebuilding at this
yeah.
point.
So it's not like it's someone who went and competed with us and is really doesn't have a good relationship with us. This is a new guy. He's trying to build his team.
Ryan Tannehill isn't starting this week.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to be Will Levis is going to be the starter this week. And it's a game. I think they play the Atlanta Falcons. Look, they could. The Titans are there. Vrabel's a great coach. So they're going to keep battling and grinding and finding a way. But when you trade away their leader in Kevin Byard, and you make that move, you're kind of sending a message that we're on the verge of we're in the middle of no man's land, and you're kind of pushing towards being sellers. Now, let me ask you guys this question, because this is another spicy thing. Say it's not Baltimore. Say it isn't Baltimore. Seen some links to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
That's what I was going to say. Cowboys.
I see. Then they're saying Dallas. For me, if I was him, going to Buffalo would be scary, because who's going to tackle him with Josh Allen? But Josh Allen likes the ball in his hands a lot. Do you think going to Dallas would make that much of an impact there with them already having Tony Pollard?
Yeah, I think it does. And I think it's just because they can start doing what they did last year with Zeke and Pollard, where you really saw them use Pollard to the best of his ability, and he doesn't have to be that complete lead back.
He's not an every down back.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that, I think. And we saw that last year. We saw it with Zeke too. But that would be a huge compliment to the Cowboys. I still don't know if the Cowboys are going to go deep into the playoffs by just adding one piece. But of course, it would make a huge difference. And Jerry Jones is just the guy that would just oh, screw it. I'll give up whatever you want for Derrick.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather, if he doesn't go to the Ravens, I'd rather him go somewhere else.
NFC.
Yes, please.
Not AFC, please.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would be a cool story, but I do love what the Ravens are doing with their running backs. Like Gus the Bus is proven. And now he's not a Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley. I get it.
He's also 28.
Yeah.
So it's all understandable. But in this case, Derrick Henry, the style of it would be interesting. You heard Saquon Barkley say he doesn't want to get traded. He wants to stay in New York, which is understandable. But again, similar concept. Who would you guys rather have?
Well,
finish your thought and then you can answer my question.
Yeah, I was going to say because I've seen a lot of people say, we have Gus Edwards. We don't have a running back issue. Why are we adding a running back issue? Running back. Well, we don't right now.
Right.
But you're Gus Edwards missing a game or two away from having a massive running back issue.
Yes.
I mean, we've talked about it before. Justice Hill is an incredible change of pace back. We all really like Keaton Mitchell. He's got a hamstring right now. But if Gus goes down, we got to go back to the streets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we're not picking up Drake. Kenyon Drake, did he go to anywhere else? He's just
I think he's back on surfing around.
Surf fumbles a lot.
Yeah.
So I understand your point of it. So hey, Eric DeCosta always does his homework. He is going to look around, and if the price is right and it's there, he's proven he's going to make a deal. But you didn't answer my question, Zach. Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley are available, and you can get one of them. And say for Saquon, you have to give up a second. For Henry, you got to give up a third or fourth. Which one you taking?
Oh, I would still have to go Saquon. I mean, just overall, I think Saquon is so dynamic in every aspect, and what he would bring as a pass catcher that Henry can't bring would add a different element to the offense than if Derrick Henry comes, because then Derrick Henry's not the best running out of shotgun. He's not the best receiving back. Whereas with Saquon, he's that all around back. We know what Derrick Henry is. He's extremely good at what he does, but he's just going to run you over. He's not necessarily going to sit there. You can dump it off to him in the flats and he gets shifty and makes a play. He's going to run through you and you hope you can tackle him.
I think that if I'm putting my GM hat on and I'm banking on JK coming back and still being our guy, it's going to be Derrick Henry because I
Yeah.
think that we have to give up less to get him.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to give up more to get Saquon. And if money or draft picks or whatever wasn't an issue, yeah, Saquon all day. And if I knew that we weren't going to have JK next year, we're going to move on from him, then make the move for Saquon Barkley. But if we're just we just need a back right now for this season to try to get a Super Bowl win, and we don't have to spend a lot of capital to get him, then I think that I would still take the Derrick Henry trade.
Yeah. And to close that with the Titans, I think the dynamic is Saquon, if you trade for him, you want him long term.
Yes.
You want him long term.
Without a doubt. That would be
You want Saquads to be in the purple and black for a while. Derrick Henry would fit the style, and you'd feel like more of a rental, more of a short term. But man, wouldn't it just punch Titans fans right in the gut?
Yeah.
If the fact that he comes, another reason is because of the rivalry that was back in the early 2000s with the Ravens and Titans. It got rekindled, obviously. But Eddie George, Ray Lewis, I saw that get brought up by Rick. Imagine then Derrick Henry helps the Ravens win a Super Bowl, something that Tennessee hasn't been able to figure out.
Yeah.
And so that would just be a huge gut punch. No doubt about it. Hey, we'll find out. Should be fun. Those are the biggest names, obviously, we've heard. I'm sure there's going to be some other pass rushers that are going to be talked about. I heard, what are the Commanders going to do? Are they going to sell some of their
Montez Sweat, Chase Young? A lot of rumors going around that I think it was reported that they've received an offer for Sweat. They have not received an offer for Young, but they're asking for a 3rd-round pick.
For Sweat?
I think it was both. I think
sources say,
add
Zach.
Some sources on the interwebs have pointed out that I guess they received one offer and then they're looking for, I think it was a 3rd and 4th you would just get one of them, but
I don't think you're getting both.
That would be
ridiculous. But hey, the pass rushers, that's another hot topic for what disrupts offenses, guys that can get to the quarterback